What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we've got another fragrance sent my way by the good folks at Perfume Box. If you're not familiar with Perfume Box, maybe you haven't been watching a lot of fragrance content lately, because they've really hit the scene hard this past year. They've been around longer than that, obviously, but they've really hit the scene hard in 2024. They are an exclusive distributor for Dumont fragrances, which we are looking at a Dumont fragrance here today. There's a code down below with a link if you want to check out anything from them. They have way more than just Dumont, niche designer, other affordable stuff, Middle Eastern stuff, some bona fide designer cheapies at competitive prices. They go right along with the rest of your favorite discounters. They're definitely worth checking out. Obviously, them sending this my way has nothing to do with what I'm going to think about the fragrance, because you might be surprised what I think about the fragrance. But today we're talking about Grand Memoir number 2 from Dumont. I do like the bottle. It's quite hefty. And yeah, we're going to dive into this one. Stay tuned. So once again, talking about that bottle, it has this kind of satin finish to the label. Ramon Blazar, I believe is how you say that, is one of their subsidiary brands, but this is Dumont. It has the logo on top of the cap as well. It does hold pretty well into place, even though it doesn't click into place. It does hold pretty well. Has a good atomizer. Whew, man. So I've got some interesting thoughts on this one. I'll have the notes on screen. It is boozy, okay? You do get a little bit of spice, but it's nice and powdery sweet. And it changes pretty drastically. Like, I get a little bit of what, like, maybe a boozy Armani code would be in the opening, because it's tonka bean powder sweetness. But I also get a lot of rum, and I believe there's a little bit of rosewood in here that offers this darker woody nuance that I get pretty much the whole way through. I can't, like, there's nothing it reminds me of specifically. Like I say, the code tie-in, but not like any code that I've smelled. That's why I say it's kind of like a boozy code at the same time. So, like, because, I don't know, it's an odd one, but not in a bad way, because I can't place it anywhere. Like, I'm not saying there's not a fragrance out there that this isn't similar to, and maybe this is something similar with a twist, because a lot of their stuff is similar, popular stuff with its own little twist. I can't figure out for the life of me. So just as an individual, in my collection, it's pretty damn unique. As far as what I've smelled, it's pretty damn unique, and that excites me. Kind of curveball. It threw me a curveball. I was not anticipating that, but it's pretty good. So there's a light smoky nuance. It's very woodsy, but it's different woodsy. It's gaiac wood, it's rosewood, it's stuff like that with rum, a little bit of rose, cyclamen and cinnamon. Like, that note breakdown's really intriguing, and when you smell it, it's so not different, but different. I know that doesn't completely make sense. Like, it doesn't remind me of anything. It does smell like it's the first time I smelled this seemed like the first time I've ever smelled anything in this profile. But at the same time, there's relatability to certain accords where it's like, okay, maybe there's a little bit of borrowed essence here, a little bit of borrowed elements and essence of that, to kind of create something that honestly is a little special. Wearability is not the highest, because it is a boozy, woody, powdery fragrance. So it's not an all the time opportunity wear here in the hot humidity of the Panhandle in Florida. But I gotta say, it does smell really good. You gotta like powdery though. This is on the upper end of powdery. So people that aren't fans of very powdery fragrances will probably not enjoy this one. But if you're looking for a nice boozy powdery fragrance, how many of those do we get? Might want to look into this one. Now, as far as performance, 8+ hours longevity. Easy, well beyond that. Projection is on the moderate to heavy side at moderate spray levels. 3 to 5 sprays. This one's pretty potent. That's why I say moderate to heavy. If you want to get into that heavy territory of filling a room, 5 sprays beyond, 5, 6, 7, 8, you start dialing up like that. Yeah, just be wary that you might take away some of the wearing experience for yourself. I've had that happen recently with another Dumont fragrance where I oversprayed it too much with like 10 or 11 sprays, and it was just way too much. Actually, it was like 12 sprays. It was way too much. It kind of ruined the experience for a beautiful profile. That could happen with this one. You spray this one 12 times, you kind of want your nose to wear out so it doesn't just ruin the experience for you. Because I think at that level it would wear your nose out. It doesn't really wear my nose out at the 4 spray mark, because that's what I've been rocking it at. I've been doing 1 and 2 spray tests, and last night I did 4 sprays. At the recording of this, it was last night I did 4 sprays, and this sillage was pretty immense, because speaking of the sillage, it goes into that moderate territory, and I think I'm being modest with giving it moderate, because it's a pretty potent scent bubble for which you get many hours into the life of this fragrance. This one's got a hefty profile that can kind of choke you out because it's so powdery if you overspray it. So this is another one that I strongly advise. Less is more. Big time less is more with this fragrance. Very situational. I think it's very much between scent profile and performance, something I would want to wear cold weather evenings. Doesn't have to be formal, but I think it would excel in a formal setting. But across the board, 8+ hours, moderate to heavy projection with moderate sprays, and then moderate sillage. Final thoughts on Grand Memoir number 2. I do think this is very good, bordering great fragrance. The wearability is kind of low for me. That always has to factor into these ratings more and more. That's kind of part of what I've revamped with my rating system with doing 8+ hours. When it goes beyond 8 hours, there's no point in saying 10, 12, 11, 14, whatever. 8+ hours. Same thing goes with an additional category to add to the cumulative overall score, and that's wearability. So wearability for me is low on this one. It's not that many opportunities I'm going to have to wear a warm wood, powdery, very powdery, sweet, boozy fragrance that is not casual in any way, shape, or form. So the wearability is going to drop this one down to a 7.75. It's still a very good, bordering great fragrance. If the wearability was a bit higher, like if it was a high wearability situation, like if I was still in the cold weather and going to banquets and events more often, this is a 9 out of 10 in that situation. But because of the way my life is actually structured from day to day, wearability is pretty low on this one. So scent profile, high rating. Performance, very high rating. Wearability is what pops it down a little bit for me personally. So keep that in mind when you're looking into fragrances. How does this fit into my wardrobe and my lifestyle? Are you a realtor? Are you going to banquets and high profile closings and stuff like that? Sure, stand out, step out. If you're a very casual lifestyle person such as myself, let's say you work from home, maybe you don't have as many situations. That's kind of the situation I have. So for me, that brings the cumulative score down just a bit, but does not take away from the smell and the performance, because it's up there when it comes to smell and performance. 7.75 out of 10. So thank you, Perfume Box, for sending this my way. This is one of the more interesting fragrances that they've sent my way that I've tried. It's a shame that the wearability is so low for me, because it's actually a phenomenal fragrance. It might be the most unique one I've tried from Dumont so far. And I've tried close to 30 fragrances from them at this point, and I think this is hands down the one that I just can't place it next to anything else other than elements of Armani Code being in here, and even then, I'm reaching. I'm tying in certain things to kind of try to paint a picture for you guys to make some relatability, because people are going to ask me, is it like this? Does it remind you of that? And I get it. People want you to paint them a picture. I try to paint the best picture I can in the moment for you guys that might potentially be, buying blindly without having been able to sample. Because, fragrances like this, it's not like there's just samples available everywhere. So I get it. So be wary, be wise, gather as much information as you can if you're going to go down that route. Again, link in the description if you are. And yeah, I like this one a lot. It's just seldom am I going to have opportunities to put it in the right setting. So I'm very situational and very seasonal. And I don't get a lot of the right season for this one, and I definitely don't have many situations to wear it in. But damn, I can sure appreciate the way it smells. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.